Let's talk about breakfast meetings, lunch meetings, and dinner meetings. You know what I find out? Most development officers, a lot of development officers I come in contact with, they want to take their prospects to dinner, or they want to take them to lunch, or they want to take them to breakfast. And I'm telling you, that's not the best place to make a presentation. First of all, you have no privacy. And the second of all, most of you don't know how to do that when you do have to have a breakfast meeting or a lunch meeting or dinner meeting. So let me tell you, if you happen to get caught in that situation where you can only get a meeting with someone when you take them to lunch, then let me tell you how to handle that. So I've got this 5-step approach that I use. And all of you have heard me speak before. You know what I'm talking about with my 5 steps. My 5 steps is a small talk. Is tell them why we're, number 2 is tell them why we're there. Number 3 is telling the story. Number 4 is asking for the money. And number 5 is follow up and follow through. So let's say you're at a lunch meeting and you have the prospect there. And then, so what happens most of the time when people don't follow my 5 steps, what they do is they talk about, whatever, and the small talks takes forever and ever and ever. And then you order your dinner or your lunch, and lunch comes and you eat your lunch. And then what do you have? You have 10 minutes at the end of the meeting to be able to make your presentation. And that doesn't work. So what I tell you to do is this. You sit down, you go over what I call my small talk first. And then when the waiter or waitress comes and approaches the table and you give them your order, after you do that, you move into step number 2. You start talking about why we're here. Thank you, John. I appreciate the opportunity to sit down and visit with you. You take step number 2. Then you talk about step number 3, which is what? Telling the story. And then you ask for the money in step number 4. And now they bring the meal. And when they bring the meal, now you eat the meal, and then you can follow up and follow through with what was said, and ask them out and their approach or their feeling, and that's a much better way of doing lunch meetings, dinner meetings, or breakfast meetings. So at least you've got a plan, and the only way to do that plan is to start after the waiter or waitress comes to your table, takes the order, and then you're able to then go through my 5 steps, and it works every time. So try that, will you? And you'll get have a lot more discussion at the end because you've already made your presentation. And now they have time to ask you questions, whatever and whatever. So I think about that. This would much be a better approach when you're trying to sit down and talk to people and you're having to take them to lunch, breakfast, or dinner, which I don't like to go in the first place.